Good day, my name's Paul. Hope you're well. Not sure about you, but when I'm on the fire ground or need to write some notes, I tend to write scribbles and not notes. And when I come back to those notes, um, it looks like an alien has come down and scribbled them out. Delete them. I can't read them. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's gone through that. So I've written this little app that runs on the browser. It runs offline completely. Um, doesn't need any internet once you've just added it to your home screen. It runs offline. All the information that's stored on that is stored in your browser and it's secure. And nothing gets sent out. The whole idea of this tool is to store your notes in one location in a manner that we have on the fire ground. It's not meant to replace the notepad. Yes, you will need a battery. Yes, you will need some kind of phone that has GPS written capabilities. That's okay. It's just an additional tool that you could use. Doesn't replace anything in the RFS. So at the top here, we have a 6-digit reference number. Yes, we have other tools that do that, but I have this all in one location, and that's the reason for that. We are on top here. We have your current bearing based off your phone hardware. So as you can see, I moved my phone. It gives me the heading. Helped resectioning navigation. It gives the opposite. It says 154, based on 334. When you click on the get address, it'll get you it'll try and attempt, if you have internet, the nearest street, building, location, road, and just helps you sort of find any specific locations or help you find your bearing. I'll come back to these two shortly. So here we've got an add button, so we can have different notes for different call outs. So, for bush light, that sort of thing. We click on plus sign, just enter your name of the fire. It could be Wenty, bush, whatever. Anything you just identify yourself and what that is. Now, I have the Wenty bush, which is the fire I'm tending. And we have two additional buttons at the top, add and info. So we can add a new note. Click on add. And here, this is where a little difference to a normal note-taking app. This is just a cut down. I've got a lot more to add and just really one nice little thing, but you can get the gist of it. We have an iTask, which that's an iTask note, if you want a general note of any fire-related notes, or you got communications to record any radio channels, that sort of thing. So you're going on a fire call. We know that it's going to be a fire ground. Say 6 we're initially working on, so I'm going to put that 6. Click close, and now we've got a new note. It's all structured the same way. So we have communication, fire ground, channel 6. And I'm going to add an iTask task, a note, sorry, iTask, and here you can break down the actual iTask. So incident could be a bush, no threats, actions direct. I mean, it's up to you what you put in here. It doesn't force you to put anything. If you don't have information at the moment for support, then you can leave that blank and come back to it later. Be Wenty, you know what I mean. Click on close. And then we have an iTask with all that information, but each note will have the current loop, that long, and the current grid heading 54666 and heading of 548 north. So every time you add a note, it records that. That's useful when you can see a fire ahead and you want to record that maybe there's a fire 300 meters down from where I am currently. You can say, okay, add a spot fire. I can probably see, from distance, maybe, 5 meters. You may not know that, but, just record that. Now, since I'm heading my phone towards the point of the fire, it actually records the heading 346. I know from my current location it's 346 degrees from 547666. And we keep doing that as many times as you want. If you want to add a note, fire head, and so on. So at the moment, when we click on the info, it will give us the vital information we have quite clearly, just from a high level point of view. It'll give you the iTask, incident, threats, etc., and your current radios. I think it's quite useful to always see that. I'm sure there'd be other useful information we could put on there. If we go and add, if I become an IC and I want to have another channel, and say, okay, channel 11, and information, I would then record that channel 11. For some reason it changes, maybe flight control tells you a different channel. You can either update the existing one by double clicking, or you could even just add again a different fireground, 15 or whatever. And then you can have a history of times, what happened, events, etc. If you click on info, it will actually pick up the last radio, last radio. Let's say you want to add an iTask again. Get the idea. This just picks up info, and it just picks up your last iTask you've entered. So it just picks up your recent iTask. If you make a mistake, you can go and delete that. That's not a problem, and it'll revert back to your previous iTask. Now we've got these two extra buttons called Grid and Nav. Grid, if we click on Grid, the idea is just a little tool. You can see that the heading changes as I move my phone around. My current heading is 666, 547, 666. And let's say you see a fire of roughly 400 meters. You can put 400 meters, and that will give you the new 6-digit reference based on your current reference. Adds 400 meters, and it'll give you the new reference. Okay, so I turn around, depending on where I am, that will change. Nav does something obvious, opposite. You put you can put in a current reference. Your target is a 6-digit reference target, so 660. That's now telling me that I need to go to 180 degrees, 600 meters away. And it's telling me I'm heading the wrong way. I need to head 180 degrees. So if I turn my phone, it will actually tell me which direction I'm going. So now I'm heading that way towards 180 degrees. It's now telling me I'm heading the right direction. If I go off slightly for any reason, it tells me that I have to go back the other way until the arrow tells me to point upwards. Just a useful tool. It's not meant to be, 100% perfect. That just gives you that extra information that you might need. That helps you on the flying ground. This distance does reduce as you get closer to the target. So as I get to 660, it'll actually start to go down to 0. It just gives you the idea how far away you are going in the right direction, without having to get the maps out, the rules out, and getting the rule, measuring that sort of thing. Just gives you that another tool in your hand. I'll write down the description of how you get to it. Again, just please let me know if there's any feedback. I'm pretty sure there will be. Again, it doesn't replace what we have, pen and paper, just an additional tool.